So this is my photographic copy of the opening of the museum that we had downtown in the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas. It was very nice that the government approved to show the indigenous people that no longer exist, that often people want to forget. So my mother claims to be related to them, but it would be very distant. In Cuba, the Siboney Indian were the first tribe to come to the Bahamas, but they're known locally as the Lucayans. They were the first tribes, the more peaceful tribes that came up through the islands. And still a lot is not known about them, but it was wonderful to see a beautiful museum presentation to try their best to gather information and explain about these people, these indigenous people that once lived here that are now extinct. I'm not even sure if they have enough DNA evidence to prove whether there's some minor DNA still existing in some of the population that might have mixed, particularly in Cuba, where most of the Indians retreated to. My mother said there was a village in Guantanamo Bay at one time, and that's where her relatives came from. So anyway, this is a nice depiction of there's the skull that they used to wrap, to make it tilt back. See if I can explain some of these things. There is going to be my king seat that I bought at a store. There it is in the middle there. I bought it at a antique store, and that's the pictures of it. I let them put it on loan there. It's supposedly from Dominican Republic, and I was happy to be able to contribute to the exhibition. And I also found something called a celt, which you're going to see later in this video. Yeah, I took pictures at the bottom and all sides. It's hard to know whether it's authentic, but it seems very well could be. It had the power of the village. If someone stole it, it would lose the whole power of the village. There's some special things about the king's seat. And I always thought it was nice that king didn't have to get his butt wet in the canoe or sitting in the caves. That's a big one that the government has, and that came from the Bahamas. There's my celt. It was used supposedly for some kind of special services of sort, but to me it could have been very well used for digging and things like that, not necessarily human sacrifice like some might suggest. Yeah, I found it digging up a tree stump. There it is when I first found it. And there's some other things, and I'm just going to add some music, and that'll be that.